Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, man, we got an amazing video for y'all here today. Just do me one favor. It's like you walking into somebody's house. Take off your damn shoes and smash that like button, man. But look, let's get this video to like 20,000 likes, man, so we can keep cracking that algorithm. We all we got, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. 60% of the people that watch this channel aren't even subscribed. But look, it's all good. We'll reach 1 million someday. Just keep sharing these videos. And I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Make sure you're going out here doing your own research and let's just have a good time. Like if you skip something in this video, you will get lost in the sauce. This is one of those ones, y'all. But look, man, if you've been going through a tough time, just know you're not in it by yourself. We're going through this thing called life together. Positive vibes only. Let's get into this video.
My trust issues started when my mama said, "Come here. I'm not gonna hit you."
The halftime show wasn't supposed to be entertainment. It was a message laced with symbolism about our government and control. In the lyrics, the revolution about to be televised. Right time for the wrong guy. Kendrick warned the audience to pay close attention. Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam, a national personification of the United States, symbolizing our government and our military. Uncle Sam represents patriotism and national identity. But with Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, Kendrick was making a statement. He was telling his people to get ready. The division of the American flag highlighted the division in America. The Crips dressed in blue, the Bloods dressed in red. Together, they symbolize our country coming together in unity. The stars and the stripes were divided, illuminating the division in America. Serena Williams' hands shone, lifting the people up. This was more than just a halftime show.
Did you guys see that performance by Kendrick Lamar at the halftime show? Did you hear what he said, y'all? This is crazy. I told y'all, this is over. This is literally our time to shine, and all eyes are on us. Did you see what was going on there? Now we're gonna
Honestly, this is his best breakdown. Y'all pay attention.
decode a little bit of this video. Now it starts out by showing the aerial view of the New Orleans Stadium and the Apple Music. Now we're going down the Apple, and the reason why we're going down the Apple is because that was the tool that was given to Eve by the snake. Remember that? So the apple was the wormhole we went through in order to experience this game. That's why worms live in apples, okay? Now it's Samuel L. Jackson because it is Sam I Am. He is the cat in the hat, okay? He runs the show. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss means the source of it all. That's why Dr. Seuss's hat is infinite. He can pull anything out of the hat. We are also the white rabbit that went down the rabbit hole. Allegorical. Allegorically speaking, of course. Now in this scene over here, it shows you the PlayStation gamepad and it lands on a square, right? And a square is a three-dimensional object. And a square means it is fixed, showing you that this game has always been fixed. Because who created this? The great architects, the Freemasons, the original people. This is why Uncle Sam is black. Now for those who don't understand why we went down the apple hole, well, the apple is the fruit that mirrors our electromagnetic field, our toroidal field, our toroidal energy. This is allegorical to the snake energy, which is the feminine energy given the apple to Adam to go out and create into this world, which is the Adam's apple, which is the gift of woman giving the man the ability to speak, because all men come from women. This is why you give your favorite teacher an apple, because an apple comes from the heart, literally. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I say Uncle Sam is black is because so-called black people are the original people. How are you going to have the original Uncle Sam but put in Sam I Am instead? This is a double entendre because you don't put Uncle Sam, you put Sam I Am. So Samuel L. Jackson would be the real Uncle Sam, which is a play off this symbol over here, which is the Unc, which is the representation of the key of life. You have Unc L, Unc in the L, right, which is God, right? And Uncle Sam, you flip that around, means more Unc. More Unc. Give me more Unc L. Give me more keys of life. That's why DJ Khaled says another one, because he's got the key. I got the keys, the keys, the keys. Another one.
It's your Uncle Sam. And this is American Game.
No more handshakes and thugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged.
The energy only circulates through us. Everybody must be judged. That's why Trump predicts he can win 95% of the black vote, because he knew it was going to win. You flip that 95 to 59, that was the presidential race that he was in. He was the 59th running. You see that? That's why they say only the black vote matters. Also, and Kendrick Lamar just confirmed that the energy only circulates in us. He said his Gemini twin is powering up. Let's see what Gemini represents. Gemini represents the energy of communication, curiosity, and exploration of duality. And like I always told you guys, this is nothing but a spiritual game, because we wanted to experience what it's like to not be God, what it's like to not be around God. Often seen as a quest for knowledge and understanding through connecting with different perspectives and ideas, making them natural messengers and seekers of truth in the spiritual realm. Symbolized by the twins, it signifies the interplay between different aspects of itself and the ability to navigate between various viewpoints. And this literally represents us in the physical worlds, because we each are God experiencing itself, having different points of view throughout life. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but a game. It's a spiritual game. Now, when you look at the symbol for Gemini, it is the same symbol as pi, 3.14. Remember the important numbers in pi, 3.14. Pi is the most recognized mathematical constant in the world. Scholars often consider pi the most important and intriguing number in all of mathematics, because math is numbers, right? We were last. We never got anything. So my people, we're finally about to have a piece of that pie. We're finally about to get a piece of that pie. Now remember, in pi, the important numbers is what? 3.14. Well, remember the 14th amendment? In the Greek alphabet, the pi symbol is 16. In gematria, Gemini gives you 19, which is 16 flip. And the 19 card in tarot gives you the sun card. So when he said my Gemini twin is powering up, he's saying the sun is powering us up. Who is the sun powering up? Well, the crystal beings, the crystalline being. Well, what is a gem? A gem is a crystal, and light passes through crystal and manifests as all these colors. That's why it's the Gemini. We are the gym. That's why we like going to the gym and working out and looking good, looking fit, looking chiseled. And now the sun is chiseling us. It's chiseling our mind, because it's communicating with us on the spirit realm, saying this is our turn. This is our time. We're finally about to have a piece of that pie. Now I can go on and on this, y'all, but I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep it brief here. I'm gonna go deeper on my YouTube. Join me on my YouTube, y'all. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Very interesting times that we live in, y'all. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.
Would you like to speak, Shabana?
Where are we going?
This was the sky last week in Los Angeles, California. Now, they hadn't been spraying chemicals in the sky since the fire, but this day they went absolutely nuts, and the next day it rained. Now, this is from today, February 2nd. I came outside and had these two streaks in the sky.
It's 3 in the afternoon, and it went from being sunny to now it looks like the mysterious fog is back, but you can't even hardly see ahead. It's crazy. It's so dense.
Here's my theory on why I think they're trying to distract us from everything, because the internet is like a dumpster fire right now. It's just too negative. Remember, we were talking about UAPs and drones a few weeks ago, and we were gonna get all this information about it. They're trying to block this information from coming out, and they're throwing every single timeline that they can at us right now to keep us distracted and from thinking about channeling higher dimensional beings. So I want to read this book that came out in 1991. I want to read a chapter here. What your government knows and what they want you to think they know. Your government is a very precarious institution. Your government has possessed the knowledge of anti-gravity since the turn of your century. Back when horses were still trying to pull around carriages with little effect on the environment. There were scientists at the turn of the century who were fully aware of the secrets of a very secret society that understood the alchemy of atomic levels. This society understood magnetism to its fullest degree. They understood E equals MC squared, the squared light reciprocal. And the most brilliant and astute of these people was an entity called Tesla. This ingenious man was part of a society of individuals that were groomed to feed technical knowledge and understanding bit by bit to civilization. This information was fed to allow civilization to evolve technically. You've had such brilliant people who've helped humanity evolve along through the last 2,000 years. The only problem occurs when kings and governments discover such an individual. They confiscate their papers and imprison the individual to bleed them of their knowledge. That terrible process of government intervention and power mongering really hasn't changed. Your government had arrow ships at the turn of the century. They weren't particularly great ones, but they had them. You know those brothers that were the Wright brothers, the entities who created the conventional bird flying through the sky. It was agreed to allow that discovery to come into effect, the first aeroship, but this knowledge has been around for a very long time. If you understand matter and antimatter, and if you understand how matter lines cross and how the vortex of matter is created, then you will understand how to impel through anti-gravity. That information has always been here. It's what makes up the cosmos. It's what constitutes this earth. Great minds that have had the secret knowledge have passed it on in legends for years. The governments of your world took more specific interest in this activity during the war with, that is number 2, when the tyrant was in Europe. His legions had developed aeroships that are similar to the ones that you think you would like to see. These ships were born under the symbol for the zircon, which is the crooked cross. That symbol was supposed to stand for the Illuminati, and the Illuminati, as this tyrant viewed it, was to be the superior race. This was and is a bigoted, enslaving, tyrannical concept. It is prostitution of a greater truth about what the Illuminati really were. The Illuminati was not a white race. They were illuminated people. These illuminated people go back into your history, thousands of years. They were the carriers of truth and technology, and it was their job to seed through civilization certain amounts of technology, according to the ability of evolution of the collective civilization at the time. When I speak of this particular civilization, let me clarify what I mean. Referencing your Christian understanding of BC and AD, this civilization began 5000 BC and runs through now. Generally speaking, this whole civilization, your civilization, has been very slow in what might be referred to as technical abilities and attributes. The Illuminati was and is an extraordinary group of people who are called the Ancients, and they hold the secrets to all the universe. That information was only given to certain individuals. Tesla gave your government the ability to have anti-gravity. Anti-gravity is achieved on a grid line. Creating a vacuum at 0 degrees creates anti-gravity that can ride a light. Now, that vacuum system, as everyone technically should know, is created with magnets. So the tyrant of the Second War had ships, for he too had gotten a hold of information by making a pledge to the Illuminati that he would take this information and illuminate the world. Instead, what occurs is what happens when truth falls into alignment with one who is not consciously engaged, human being, wears an image. And what unfortunately occurred was the tyrant had a personal need to control the world, to exalt his altered ego, so he had to fall. You do not destroy human beings to gain power, and this entity did in a great measure. Now, your government confiscated very important documents from this tyrant, and they also confiscated great mines from his land in the land of the bear, which is called Russia. These great mines your government confiscated were part of the seed people from the Illuminati, starseed. They were brought to your country to work on furthering the conquest of gravity. In the early mid to mid 1900s, your government already had the ability to transmute matter. They had already done several experiments transporting great iron ships from one port to another. They even put this into effect in a battleship which was loaded with armaments and people. Its belly hung with generators that created a magnetic force that created the vacuum that created 0-degree temperature that would allow to raise the vibratory rate of the whole ship and the crew, transporting them to another place in time. They were successful with it. Unfortunately, the people who were part of this experiment had been locked away and kept their minds destroyed to keep them from talking. Your government has since developed aeroships. Your government has the capacity to defy gravity. Your government has the capacity to travel in a straight line on an energy line, which they create. And even though that sounds fantastic, their ability is still limited. Your government has capacities, but they don't know. It's still very limited. There is more your government has done. They have gone even further. In an effort to protect their own ships, they have taken and are holding your brother's ships, the ones that have collided and broken into pieces into your stratosphere. They also have the bodies of some of your brothers from another world, bodies that have retrieved from the ships. And through technology and ancient alchemy, they have been able to transmute some of your known metals that make up the base of meteorites. They have learned to transmute certain metals into a lining to better perfect their ships. Your government is very aware that their Earth is under siege and that it is being watched. Your army denies you the factual information regarding such extraordinary beings, and anyone who has ever had interaction with either the government craft or those from another world has invariably been publicly humiliated. Now, why your government want to do this when they are spending all your money trying to create this shuttle rocket, Elon Musk? You must understand the consciousness. They have always successfully controlled you by having you work collectively for some wonderful goal, and this particular promised wonderful goal will be a collective economic merger in space. They will tell you that this will create medicines that will cure cancer and medicines that will cure your AIDS plague. They will tell you that you must work to support their mission because it will allow them to create marvelous synthetics that will make your life sweeter and more comfortable while helping the earth. Whatever it takes, they will tell you. That is how they keep you at work with your back bent. That is how they keep taxing you, bleeding you for your dollars that go into a program that supports all of these people to keep them gainfully employed, which keeps your government in power. Weather modification, mind control, fake news stories, every single thing to keep us distracted because they don't want the nature of our reality to come out. Anybody who's not trying to unite people right now, or anybody who is preaching fear, is either ops or controlled ops. I mean, call it what it is. But ultimately, we all need each other. This is the way we have to activate in this game, and everything's taken us to our highest timeline, but just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Bars. Do y'all kind of get what's going on, man? We're going in for a major change. Things are changing, and it's making a lot of people uncomfortable. Just like I could bring up one point is I've seen that people are mad about Black History Month and them want to abolish schools and stuff like that. A lot of that stems from children being taught the wrong thing and what school was programmed to do. School is amazing, but we need to revamp the school system so that we can keep progressing. That's all I'm trying to say. But and then the history, y'all, our history is all false and fake on both sides, So that's why at this point we just need to come together, work together, resolve our issues, and keep moving on. We need to vibrate higher because I'm tired of seeing all this chaos, be for real. But we don't live in fear over here. We just keep it present. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna vibe out with each other and keep making it through these times. No fear over here. Let's keep getting it though.
scientists have announced they're going to start making people.
British and American researchers, they've created the first synthetic human embryos.
Yeah, it's a terrifying prospect, and when you read about it, it feels a little bit Black Mirror-ish in a way. These synthetic human embryos were created from stem cells. They're groundbreaking for The Guardian, at least, because they required no eggs or sperm. The embryos could be crucial in determining things like genetic disorders or even perhaps treating repeated miscarriages. But as The Guardian notes, this discovery also falls beyond the realm of regulation in the UK and in most countries, so it does raise a lot of ethical issues.
When they start replacing us with clones and fake people, that's probably the end of me then. Shabadoo, Bushkis!
This robot is powered by lab-grown human brain cells. Chinese researchers have developed this brain-on-chip technology called MetaBOC. Researchers say that their tiny lab-grown brain could learn tasks faster than current AI models. They say it uses much less energy than AI, which needs a lot of power and data to learn. These brain cells also show more, quote, intuition and creativity than AI, learning with fewer examples. Could this be because some aspect of the human spirit is locked in these brain cells? And is there any moral issue with using human brain cells and possibly the human soul to power robots to perform slave-like behavior?
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Hey y'all, this new Huawei technology is absolutely out of this world. You can take files like photos from one phone, grab it, and move it over with just your hand. And that's not it, just wait. You can also pass the file to someone else's hand and they can put it in the new device. And look at this right here. You can pass it to multiple different people and still receive the message. Is the data being downloaded in their bodies? And this part right here, I don't know if I fully believe. Because she passes this message through multiple floors of a building. Through different people's hands, bro. Look how they keep dapping up each other. That's them transferring the data. Is Huawei using the people's body to store it? I need to know. How the hell is this working? Arthur C. Clarke wasn't lying when he said that technology will be indistinguishable from magic.
Like, imagine like how it is in school now for kids like that would have these type of phones. Like that's how you pass the new love letter. That's lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. The new love letter, just no writing. What? Oh, that's amazing. But hey, look, I'm not scared of technology, man. I think it's amazing, man. But this is still old tech. It's a lot more to come, y'all. Pay attention. But also, y'all check the play. Human consciousness being uploaded. They got tons of movies about that type of stuff, you know. What do y'all think the actual internet is? We didn't invent the internet, y'all. It was already here. So what is it? Y'all let me know in the comments down below.
Because when Elon Musk's nanny came on here and said that he tried to send her through a fucking portal that he made out of African artifacts, y'all should have believed her. This is going to be part 3 of me talking about who and what Elon Musk really is and why we should probably believe his nanny. His nanny said that she began to nanny for his family when she was 13, and the reason she so vividly remembers Elon is because he was different. Now, a lot of people say he's different because he has Asperger's, he has autism. That man is not of this world. I want you to know that he is trying to communicate with something that he is attached to from generations ago. If you know anything about ancient Mesopotamia and the Anunnaki, they fit directly into this story. And the Anunnaki to me are just fallen angels. He is obsessed with space because he is trying to open a portal to bring the Anunnaki back here. In ancient Mesopotamia, there was a legend that the Anunnaki would be brought back to the superior race by a being. Anunnaki are just fallen angels, but let me give you a little recap. The Anunnaki were believed to control the fate of humans, and they were initially associated with the heavens, but later became more involved in earthly affairs and as the keepers of the underworld. These protectors of the heavens, or weavers of human fate, ended up also being the guardians of the underworld because they were fallen angels. They fell from their duties, which was protecting the heavens. Researchers believe that these Anunnaki were aliens from another planet communicating with. This is why he's opening portals. This is why y'all look at him and he's like this. It's not Asperger's. He's communicating. He's getting downloads from something else outside. He's not communicating with the good Anunnaki because there's good and bad. That's who pulls all the strings, and that's who he's getting his orders from. And we will see shortly. Just like that plane mysteriously disappeared, more of that shit is going to happen. I'm going to do a part 4 because, you know, this is just too long. But yeah, this was a great book. This is just for entertainment. Thanks for reading with me. Come back next time when I read you another book.
Have you heard of Microsoft's global patent number 060606? 2016, Microsoft partnered with the Gavi Vaccine Alliance, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, WHO, UNICEF, World Bank, WF, and the UN to start the global initiative ID 2020. The goal? To create digital ID for everyone, with the plans to link biometric data to verify identity, a global database to monitor all humans. Think of the implications with CBDCs, vaccine passports, social credit-like systems. But how would they monitor every person? This is where Microsoft's patent comes into play. WO-2020-060606. Patent for a system where human body activates brainwaves, body heat, movement, etc. is used to mine cryptocurrency. It uses body activity as proof of work instead of traditional mining that requires massive computer power. The system would reward users with cryptocurrency when their body data meets certain conditions. If you tie ID 2020 and 060606 together, the combination could be used to track and control access to money, services, and even movement. Become a social credit system where access to cryptocurrency depends on behavior and compliance. Add in a layer of AI and automation, AI would determine who gets rewarded and who doesn't, based on your body's responses. Imagine being forced to comply to something and produce a certain brainwave condition before being able to buy or sell. Some may say, they can't do that, that's crazy, it only happens in movies. You're just trying to fear porn us. The patent number is literally 060606. I don't know what else to tell you.
The dumbest thing I could have said was I can't wait till I get older. Every time I turn my goddamn head, it's another bill I gotta pay. How I'm working 20-something hours a day and I'm getting taxes. When the hell did the government clock in for me? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How the hell you gonna take money you didn't even work for? Now I gotta pay for my own health insurance. I'll be okay. Yeah, I don't need the goddamn health insurance. You don't wanna pay $500 a month. What the hell is you protecting my health for? I could die any day. What am I paying you for? Now I gotta pay my life insurance. What I'm paying my life insurance for? Tell me. I could go any day, any minute. I could go 5 minutes from this video right now. Wait, let me go. Take me back when I was 4 years old playing with some Legos. I don't want to do this. I like it.
I feel him too, y'all. I feel him 100. Put 100s in the comments if y'all feel him.
Tax is a big issue for me. I don't like taxes. I don't understand taxes.
Then we got to get real. Check out what's going on and what you going to see in our future too as well, y'all.
What? Like when I hear people in the Western world pay 40, 50, 60% tax, it's like basically you work 5, 6 months, 7 months of the year for free, basically. That's what you're telling me. For what? For no safety, average education, below average healthcare. It's like, why even doing that? It's like, we don't pay tax in the UAE or most of this region. Okay, no, but we get the most safest places in the world. We get amazing healthcare, and educating here is superb. Yes, we pay for it, but if you make the math, it's cheaper here than there.
Right.
Do the math.
And Dubai was almost founded on this principle. We're going to be a center of trade, and we're not going to tax you. And so it's kind of in the blood, in the DNA of everyone here in the region, is that, no, we want people to come here and trade, and we're not going to tax you.
Money is being spent in the country. So having a cycle is over there. So it moves GDP up. So instead of like, no, you cannot, you haven't, come on. Now we have a lack of luxury apartments and villas because they're all sold. Marishes, 60, 100, 200, 300 million dollars being sold like this. Like, who's paying for that?
So you look at the West and you're like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I even stopped traveling to the West now. I cannot wear this watch there. I cannot dress up this way because, it's like, it's unsafe. There's all this like weird non-beliefs that has been normalized. We normalize a lot of wrong things. It's like just for the sake of like freedom. And for me, it's like, no, that's not how we are built as humans, as real aligned humans.
Set up the goals for the next 5 years, and one of them was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming reality. It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
My 65-year-old husband catfish after his fifth. No, baby, look here, you must want him to go see the Lord. Cause I ain't gonna, is you see that fish looks so depressed and malnourished. Oh my God. Woo! Boy, that fish looks so depressed and malnourished. That baby, baby, this is the oh, acid reflux. Oh my God.
Look at the fish like, yo, she ain't even cooking me right.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Just got me at random right now. Just, ooh, baby, that ain't it. That ain't it. If this is what love is, please hate me. If this is what love is, baby, please hate me. I want you to hate me till you can't hate me no more. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause somebody that hates somebody gonna show them way more love than this. Oh my God, baby, that fish is so depressed. Y'all pray for that fish, baby. Please.
I mean, that's population control right there. Like, if y'all, ladies, if y'all out there cooking like that, then we cooked. Literally, like we cooked. You know what I'm saying? We dying early, real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's over for us. Nothing. Y'all cooking like that? Let me know. In 2025, like, who know how to cook in the comments down below? Man and female, like, who know how to cook? That's unacceptable, bro. I'd rather be by myself.
Have you heard the scary breaking news out of Washington and Oregon? Well, Northern Oregon to be specific. They are finding these parasitic creature critters in the water in the whole state of Washington and parts of Oregon, as I mentioned. This is a high concentration of them, of what they look like. But typically, if you turn on your faucet, there's only a few of them in your glass, and they'll cling to the bottom or to the side, so you don't notice them. But people are drinking them up without.
Oh, I'm gonna notice that. I'm gonna notice that what I drink is clear or some fruit juice that's real. and I can see to the bottom of it. Oh no, I'm gonna see that coming.
Out noticing, and scientists
ain't no goddamn way.
Scientists don't know what they are. They've never seen them before, but so far they show that they're harmless. They see that when they get to the stomach, they get into the bloodstream and make their way up to the brain, where they hang out and drink just a little bit of blood to nourish themselves. But it's not going to hurt the human. It's a little bit of blood, but they don't know long term what the effects are, and so they're going to follow them closely and see. But
how it's not going to hurt us then?
I'm curious, those from Washington and Northern Oregon, have you seen them in your water? Are you buying store-bought water? How is the general public doing with this?
No. In that case, you just got to move. You just got to leave the city, bro. It's crazy.
As we're coming back to Los Angeles, we continue to have the fuel problem. But on the way below 10,000 feet or so, which is about 4 minutes before landing, our left engine decided to quit. But the right engine was great. We had a nice, eventful, nice, smooth landing. So I've been flying 35 years. This is my first engine failure.
Holy shit.
Very rare situation. 23,000.
I remember I experienced my first engine failure, and they didn't tell us. And look, man, we were on a mission to Diego Garcia. We were only supposed to be there for like a week or maybe, and we ended up being there, stuck on that island for like 3 or 4 months. Because when we were flying the plane, I remember being in the back of the cargo plane, and we drop. I'm floating in the air. Mind you, I'm on top of, we're sleeping wherever we can sleep back there, you know, and it's freezing back there. We start floating in the air because we were dropping, and I wasn't fastened in. And I remember us landing on that island. You know, we got there safely, but we were stuck there for months. They had to fly in special parts because we were flying into, you know, some super exclusive type stuff. Can't tell y'all about. But yeah, man, it took months for them to fix the engines to the plane, and we were stuck there. It was crazy, man. What an experience.
It's been really, really great. I mean, I'm enjoying this so much.
The food's so good here. Did you enjoy the food?
I loved it.
Date would have been over.
Which is truly bizarre. A group of friends were playing a game outside around sundown. One of them was filming while 2 others stood close together. One guy had his index finger extended and the other was holding it tightly. The one holding the finger counted to 3, and as soon as he finished, the guy with the extended finger quickly pulled it away. But then something strange happened. When you look at their shadows on the ground, you can still see one hand holding the other's finger, even though in real life their hands had already separated. The shadow seemed delayed. It lingered in that connected position for a few seconds before catching up and separating. I've seen clips of people playing this game before, and this phenomenon seems to happen often. It's clearly not a hoax, so the question is, what is this game and how is this even possible?
My name is Gary the Numbers Guy. I'm a numerologist, astrologer, and the information you hear in this video just could save the life of a loved one or yourself. Ever since I started studying numerology right after 9/11, it got me to thinking, is there a pattern to this? And what I discovered is absolutely horrifying. Whenever it's the 11th, the 29th, or any day that adds up to an 11, there seems to be a lot of plane crashes in the world. Basically, if you're going to get on the plane on the 11th, 29th, or any day that adds up to an 11, or say when the flight number adds up to an 11, things go wrong.
That was probably more terrifying than getting chased by like a lion or some shit. That right there is crazy. I can't get caught by that. You feel me?
I just made a scary, very foretelling discovery. So this right here just happened in the last 24 hours, 10 hours, I forget. But this is happening all over the place. Over the last few months, all kinds of sea life has been passing away. Just whales just washing on shore, and just so much fish just popping up out of nowhere. Like maybe something is throwing them off. We're about to look at that something right now. I came across this video just last night by Geomagnetic Earthwatch. And in this video, he's been tracking this, and he's showing all the sulfur dioxide all around the world right now. And all of his time doing this, he says he has never seen this. And that's really weird. You want to know why? One sure place to get sulfur dioxide is from volcanoes. Have you guys seen the headlines of volcanoes recently? Besides volcanoes going off all over the earth, y'all remember this massive warning as underwater volcano off the US West Coast is primed to erupt in 2025? By the way, California's getting a lot of earthquakes, huh? All of that sulfur dioxide is causing this all over the earth. Oh, and what's the Bible say again? Signs of vapor, blood, and smoke in the air and in the earth. And by the way, I'm using that as a parallel. Why? Research the first century.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. Okay, that's something that most people never talked about. You know, we always used to think shrinking population is a cause for negative growth. But in my conversations with the leadership of these large developed countries that have xenophobic immigration policies, they don't allow anybody to come in, shrinking unemployment, shrinking demographics, these countries will rapidly develop robotics and AI and technology. And if the promise, I didn't say it's going to happen, but if the promise of all that transforms productivity, which most of us think it will, we'll be able to elevate the standard of living of countries and the standard of living of individuals, even with shrinking populations. And so the paradigm of negative population growth is going to be changing. And the social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations. And so for those countries that have rising populations, the answer will be education.
It requires 8% of the population on the planet to assemble the fifth DNA strand and be able to hold fifth dimensional frequencies in their body in order for Earth to be able to merge properly with Terra during this time cycle. We're not quite up to that yet, but we're close. So one of the things they're asking us to do is learn about our DNA, learn how to use the higher chakras to bring high frequency energy into the DNA, which helps it assemble. Because the higher you can get your DNA in your body and your consciousness vibrating, you're plugged right into the Earth grid. It will make the Earth grid vibrate faster. There's strength in numbers. The more of us that can do this, the faster the Earth grid will vibrate. So it's one of the things they're asking us to do.
Yeah, see why we vibrating real high and, you know, things are changing rapidly like this? It's because we're coming together. Y'all got to understand what's going on. See, a lot of people are triggered by a lot of emotions and stuff like that, and physical attachments and, you know, that you cling to. It has you in fight or flight constantly. If you're walking around and it's easy for, like, say, for instance, if I walk in a room full of people that look like me and I put on a Trump hat and somebody has an like a MAGA hat or something like that, and somebody has an outburst, you're not vibrating right. You know, you shouldn't be able to be tricked out of your emotions and be triggered because of something somebody else is doing. That person is having a different experience on this planet, and let them be. Let bygones be bygones. The biggest thing we do, I crack a lot of jokes and stuff, but one thing I don't do is judge. You know, I'll give you a hard time, crack jokes on you, but you're able to be who you are around me. Real talk. But look, let's get back to it though.
If the majority of humans totally ignore this grand opportunity we were being presented with, there are two worst case scenarios. One is we do start to enter the morphogenetic wave period, and the grids are so far out of balance that it starts to make seals on the Earth's vortexes loosen, which will cause volcanic activity and it will cause plate shifting. And it could be on a massive level. If it's really out of balance, it could create up to a 45-degree shift of the angle of the Earth spinning on its axis, which we're history if that happens. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. It's not that bad yet. But they want us to be aware of how bad it could be. They want us to be aware that they're not joking. They're not saying, oh, gee, come be spiritual because it's fun. They're saying, hello, you're in trouble if you don't pay attention. And how many of us is it going to take to get you to pay attention? You know, so one of the neat things that happens if things go right is that during the 5-year period when the wave is cresting, the 5th strand of DNA will manifest spontaneously within the bioenergetic field of every person on the planet. Now right now, we have people with all sorts of different gene codes on the planet. Some have 4th DNA strand assembled, some only have 2. Now, when you look and you say, hey, I have 2 DNA strands, you know, we see that under a microscope. The other 2 are in your double. Most of us have 4 strands here. And the strands are not that easily divided up. We're okay, once I have my 12-strand package, I'm going to see 12 little strands or 6 double helixes. They're all encoded through each other. But basically, the human being was designed to have 12 strands of DNA. And when we do have that fully activated, we are immortal. And we live in harmonic universe too. And we're composed of less dense particles. So when down here, what we are really trying to do, and unknowingly, for millions of years down here, we've been evolving, not knowing what that meant. What does it mean to evolve? We're here. We're here, we try to survive. That's about it. That's all, as far as we've got in understanding what evolution is about. What evolution is really about is, just like with a planet evolves by pulling frequency into its morphogenetic field from the unified field of the dimensions that it's in. That's exactly how we evolve too. That's how DNA strands evolve. We can use the higher chakras to repair damage that was done to our genetic code in order to get it functioning properly again. Because at several times within the last 1 million years, our species has been altered several times. It's had certain codes, base tones or overtones, unplugged within certain DNA strands, which literally stopped the evolutionary process. So we could not ascend. We have to fix that. And the Guardians are giving us enough information where we can start to understand how to do that. They're planning to give us exercises on how to use the higher chakras, Keylontic exercises, to start repairing the DNA strands so we can take control of our own ascension process. Because even if 20 people, only 20, were able to make it through the portals whole, where they didn't have to die to do it, they could walk through, that is such a victory for this race. Because this race forgot eons ago that this was even possible. So we're hoping that a lot more people get to go through the portals. All right? If they don't, there's going to be one thing you probably will see if the plan is going the way it's supposed to. If the natural morphogenetic wave is happening as it's supposed to, you will see certain areas having certain earth changes and large groups of people being killed. It will appear to be tragic from out here. These are arranged. The souls involved knew they couldn't assemble their DNA fast enough. They wanted to get out of here and catch that morphogenetic wave before the portals closed, because they can ascend from D4 while the portals are open. And you go to D4 after you leave the physical body in D3. So if in the next 20 years we start to see more and more groups of people dying, don't let it scare you. Don't let it frighten you. Know there's a higher purpose to it. And know those people want to get free. And this was the chance. So there are things that you may see out here that will make no sense unless you understand some of the things that are happening behind the scenes.
Of if this was, I'm going to use this word predicted for lack of a better word. This is not prophecy, but prediction. If this was predicted 27 years ago, somebody knew something. Okay, here's the list. This is an abbreviated list. I could have made it much longer. You know I can. I didn't. Okay, you ready for the list? Fast mutating viral disease pandemics. Genetically developed vaccines. Smart IDs. 1997! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream, but, just make sure none of you are nodding off, because the eyes get heavy and... DNA database tracking. DNA chips. Get this one. 1997. Gene-based pharmaceuticals. Transmitting genetic instructions for a disease process. How about this one? You ready for it? Wait for it. Artificial intelligence to determine gene patterns. 27 years ago, who had heard about AI? Apparently they had. How about this one? Robots for doing genome sequencing. And then this one blew me away. Using recombinant DNA for making spike proteins. 1997? It gets even worse. Smart homes. They have a whole chapter on smart homes / smart cities. This one will absolutely floor you. It did me. In 1997, and this is, you can do the word search and research yourself. They predicted, not 2025, but by 2020, that people would be working from home virtually. Come on. Listen, that's, I mean, how do you know that? Because you're the one who did that. World War III, of course. Nuclear devices causing widespread contamination. Nanotech devices. This stuff was never even heard of. Digital currency. And last but certainly not least, vaccination programs. I'm sorry, I got to chuckle, because if I don't, I'll cry. Vaccination programs run by organizations like the World Health Organization for a global killer that has yet to emerge. Wow. First printing, February 1997.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video right here. Hopefully y'all seen the messaging between the lines, man. But I'm not here to explain everything or try to make you believe anything. You know, these things are happening right in front of our faces, and we're just putting the pieces together collectively as a group. And I do appreciate y'all rocking with me, always tuning in with your notifications on. I've seen over 200,000 of y'all have y'all notifications on always, and I do appreciate y'all. So let's get to 300,000, 400,000. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep racking it up, man. And I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments down below. No one person is right. We together, we can move in the right direction together with our minds together. Nobody is above us all, you know. But look, man, let me know how y'all feel about this video. Send these videos to your friends and families, you know. Keep spreading the positive vibes, but also be on your pivot just in case you have to goddamn put 5 digits in somebody's goddamn mouth. But look, I'm just joking with y'all. But stay safe, stay dangerous out here, man. Protect your families, your energy, and the people around you. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See y'all in the next video. And I'm out. Blah.